Guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Neelaj Mukherjee and I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I practice here in Guelph, Ontario. This video is again specifically tailored, specifically made for my friends in Africa, those that want to come to Canada as a visitor. More often than not, people from Africa, my friends from Africa, try to get an invitation letter from their friends and relatives here in Canada, and then they're trying to establish that, hey, I know somebody here in Canada, hence I can definitely come to Canada. What people forget about the fact is that once you get an invitation letter from a friend, number one, that is not a legal letter. I can give any invitation letter to anybody, an invitation letter to anybody, my friend, but I could definitely change my mind once my friend comes in, here in Canada. That invitation letter is not a legal document that does not say anything. What it does is that it complicates the process. Why? Because what you have to really understand is that once you come from Africa, you are being questioned. You will be questioned quite rigorously. At the time you submit the application, your applications will be questioned a lot as to whether your intention to come to Canada, whether it's as a visitor, is genuine, whether you will go back to Canada at the end of your stay or not, because number of asylum seekers from Africa are very high. People come to Canada, they do not leave Canada, right? So officers will always have the suspicion in mind. So, and with that, if you're saying that I have a friend who is ready to sponsor my trip, who is ready to support me with the accommodation, with food, with living expenses and everything, then the officer will obviously have a balance of probability analysis that will tell him is that, well, why the person will go back to Africa when the person already have somebody here in Canada and that person is ready to take care of the food and shelter and accommodation and everything else, right? So you're really complicating the situation. What you really have to understand is that once you submit a visitor visa application, a temporary resident visa application, the officers that are reviewing the file will analyze your application from the balance of probability perspective. What is the balance of probability of you going back to your home country, or you going back to Canada, leaving Canada, or going back to where you are coming from, vis-a-vis what is the probability, what is the balance of probability that you will not leave Canada and that you end up staying in Canada. If you're coming from Africa, as I mentioned, where the number of asylum seekers are very high, your application will have to be that much stronger. Your visit visa application has to be that much stronger to prove that yes, you do have very strong motivation to leave Canada at the end of your stay. So generally speaking, it's a good idea if you just have friends. For family, it's a different thing, right? But if you just have friends, it's really a good idea to not to ask for an invitation letter kind of a thing. But again, I have to consult you, have to sit with you, have to see what your situations are, only then be able to make a case specific analysis. But generally speaking, it's a good idea not to ask for an invitation letter. If you have your friends, if you have your brothers, sisters and all, it is then also the balance of probability factor comes into play, and it becomes a strong tie to your home country, to Canada, and hence you have to prove that you have equally strong tie to your home country. So if you have your friends, is it a good idea to ask for an invitation letter? Generally speaking, no. If you have your relatives, is it a good idea to ask for an invitation letter? Yes and no. It really depends how strong is your your tie to your home country is vis-a-vis your potential tie to Canada. So a lot of factors come into play. If you are planning to apply for a visit visa to Canada, or if you are planning to have somebody who is going to invite you to come to Canada, and if you're making those applications specifically from Africa, it's a good idea to consult. It's a good idea to get a perspective. It's a good idea to have me review the application before you submit that application. If you need professional assistance, drop me a line, contact@nuvonation.ca. Shall be glad to assist. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.